Chapter 3, Weird Week Howard Attack. Explaining transgender again. Transgender labels are very confusing. I keep it simple and tell my kids transgender is gay in girls' clothes. Daughter asks, does that mean Shakespeare was transgender? Because he always dressed like girls in his plays. I say, I don't know if Shakespeare was transgender, but I know Kevin Spacey is gay about lunging at Othello in tights. Beyonce sitting out the national anthem. During the Super Bowl, when J-Lo put her kids in fake news cages and banged a stripper pole, hoping Ben Affleck would drunk doll her again. Meanwhile, the Queen of England is watching the Super Bowl on the telly, 2 gin and tonics in, and says to her royal bartender, and I thought Meghan Markle was a royal pain in the ass. Essential baby boomer abortions. The Archbishop of New York just said, the left wing is snotty over my dealings with Trump. Off the record, the Archbishop tells a reporter at Breitbart, I never believed in essential abortions for baby boomers until Trump became president because baby boomer arrogance never dies. Like father, like son. My wife says, baby gets bored when he spends too much around me. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, I always knew he was a quick learner. Kevin McHale lives. 3 unplanned kids later, it's safe to say I never mastered the art of the pump fake. Resist this. Roger Waters. 1 kid only means your diaphragm is for walls after all. Stay-at-home rabbi. I stopped smoking weed after I thought my kids were asleep already because it would take forever for me to answer my daughter's questions on the weed after I thought she was asleep already. Daughter asked, Daddy, if God created the universe, then who created God? Eventually, I say, God went back in time in a time machine made by Elon Musk. Daughter replies, real convincing, Dad. Thanks for making me an atheist at 4. 3 kids is brave. But God didn't give me 3 kids to have a panic attack over it. Obviously, God never had the same confidence in Pete Davidson, the voice of Generation Z, the boy toy rebound king of Staten Island. Virtual grandparents. But 4 kids would really piss my parents off because it would make them feel less essential, especially after Facebook made baby boomers the laziest, most hands-off grandparent generation of all time. Lifting a finger is liking a picture on Facebook. Sperm implanter or sperm terminator. Dun dun dun. Again, 4 kids would really piss my parents off, but I'm scared of getting a vasectomy because I don't want my ball sack to feel like Edward Scissorhands' face. Funnier dad, happier babies. Whenever I'm out with my 3 kids without mommy, older women swoon, constantly commenting to me, your kids are so happy together. My reply, funnier dad, happier babies. I'll wreck you in a photo op, boomer dad. My kids have more muscle memory to flex from. Sorry about you still thinking you're the superior parent within all spheres of life because baby boomer arrogance never dies. At the same time, my 3 fuss-free kids, 98% of the time, we're all glowing beneficiaries of attachment parenting, which is turning your bed into a 24/7 open milk bar for the foreseeable future. It's the equivalent of planting seeds of self-esteem on steroids. So they're not suffering from any major abandonment issues for being another newborn who has to cry it out in the crib upstairs, which is the only reason why our boomer parents bought 2-floor homes in Yenterbeth country in Long Island in the first place, because it makes the muffled cries of despair easier to bear. Don Jr. problems. The more I hear Don Jr. talk, I don't like him. Waiting it out in my cabin with Kimberly Guilfoyle could be worse, he says. Very true, Don Jr. But then he adds, it's been challenging. What's challenging exactly? Having to put ice on your super soaker until you could reload enough gunky gook to titty blast her again, as your ex-wife cares for your 4 kids back in their 10-bedroom apartment in Manhattan overlooking Central Park East? I don't get it. Has been hack attack. Weird Week Howard Stern sounds like a bigger, dumber, fake hack puppet pawn, non-critical thinking, reactionary uppity cunt breath more than ever before. Insisting on a satellite radio program not too long ago that nobody gives a shit about anymore, that Trump supporters should take disinfectant and drop dead. Even if they did, Howard, it won't erase the fact you divorced your wife for a 6.2 by ghoulish tranny standards at best, but whatever it takes to ensure you still get invited to Jimmy Kimmel's place for more two-bite chicken parm dinners. And Howard, enough with your jealous, enshrouded, beyond played out spiel about how Trump doesn't even want to be president. It's not Trump's fault. You're not the king of social media anymore. Not that you ever were in the first place. Good job, though, turning the cold shoulder, resulting in Artie Lang's nose turning to a piece of folded capicola. Also, I thought all of your psychoanalysis made you less of an easily jealous, ego-divorced, uppity bitch, who in retrospect only made fun of the death of Peter Criss from Kiss because you only cared about shocking the world into good ratings to beat marble-mouthed Imus. You were so much cooler when you were more transparent about the egotistical asshole you were and always will be, making fun of Billy Crystal, Adam Sandler, and Yentebreath Seinfeld because they were guilty of being way funnier, smarter, talented, and infinitely punchier than you'll ever be, regardless if Jackie the Joke Man or the Red Bob Levy are getting paid a pittance to force-feed you bit ideas to give off the impression you're more evolved, edgy, deep than you are in real life. Permhead. Trump doesn't even want to be president? Yeah. And you don't want to be embraced by middle America and be loved the way he is, despite your blatant attempt to reach that plateau during your cute rebranding, edgeless stint on America's Got Talent and jerk-off. Dice has funnier F-bomb mic checks than you're capable of uttering about your lesbian lust inquiries in your wildest dreams. Spread STDs instead. Why is New York City releasing rapists on the street again? Wouldn't this be the ideal time to send those imprisoned rapists and murderers to the hole, knowing pizza business could use the delivery money tips, and there isn't a massive garlic knot shortage, unlike paper towels at the grocery store last time I checked? Yeah, also, they have all the Instagram videos available in jail of Naomi Watts eating cake with no makeup on to pledge themselves to. If Madonna videos in her tub with their blown up camel toe snatch make them long for the stank ass man in their face again for another tossed salad. Chris Rock lives resisting unsolicited parenting advice. I hate women who give me unsolicited advice whenever I'm out in public with my 3 kids because they're being passive-aggressive buzzkills who never get anyone high off their presence alone ever. I'm in the process of putting a mask on my 3-year-old before entering a fancy cheese shop in the burbs because I'm grooming shishi bitches on the rise, and I hear, the mask is covering his eyes. I blurt out, don't act like you're a must-see star attraction all of a sudden, babe. I've been entertaining 3 kids for 3 summers in a row with no centralized AC or virtual grandparents in sight and loving almost every second of it. So when your blah-brain hubby starts to outshine you in the parenting department, it means you're a more annoying cunt than you give yourself credit for, babe. If you had big tits, it would at least soften the blow of you trying to categorize me as a bumbling jerk-up putz who can't tell whether he's getting his son ready to enter a store post-corona for an overpriced grilled cheese with gooey Gruyere, or whether I was getting my son ready for a pinata smack-off in honor of my white privileged seed because their father doesn't treat his kids like a shameful, resurgent herpes sore on the spot, or runs off to his hack golf buds as deep as the 18th hole whenever he likes, or just abandons their kid altogether with his baby mama because he's got fresher snatch to spew into next, which trumps being in position to do cartwheels into his kids' hearts, which matters most. Unless you want to be responsible for birthing another kid stuck in an endless cycle of violence or drugs to rebel against a chillingly indifferent world that never gave him a fighting chance to become somebody to believe in. Yeah, yeah!